So normally you can update your Zerowriter Ink just by putting a file on your SD card and starting it up. I'll release these updates occasionally on GitHub with new features and stuff you might want. But if there's a problem with the update, there's a way we can manually do it ourselves. And I'm here to help try to make it as frustration-free as possible. So, as a point of comparison, if you've ever had to get your phone fixed or something like that, you might have had to restore it to factory settings. It's kind of a backup plan in case things aren't working as they should. And yeah, embarrassingly, there was a small hiccup in this first batch of Zerowriter Inks. So here's what you're going to need to get in here and fix things. First, most importantly, you need a USB-C cable. Probably have many of these lying around. And then you're going to need a laptop screwdriver or a screwdriver set to get at these smaller hex screws on the back. They're M2.5. You don't need these, but an SD card reader and the switch remover are just kind of handy tools for anyone who owns a Zerowriter Ink. Okay, so you just flip it over and unscrew the screws in the back. You don't actually have to take the screws out completely, you just want to loosen them enough so you can take off the top. Okay, and there's just a single cable we want to disconnect here. It's this black cable on the left side. It has like a white head. You can take your time removing this if you kind of grab the edges and kind of rock it back and forth. I was a little more aggressive with mine. And that's it. We just have to connect the USB cable here and switch it off and on again, and we're good to go. Okay, now we're going to flash. So you need to use a Windows or Mac computer to use the web updater, or if you prefer, there's command line options for Linux and that kind of stuff available on GitHub. So now you visit the Zerowriter webpage where you'll find the web updater here. It's a bunch of instructions, but we're going through this together. You just want to press this connect button and then press install. Keep in mind, you want to make sure you're connected to the serial port through your computer. You might see a bunch of options. You just want to make sure you choose the serial one, or you kind of be stuck on this spinning updating button for forever. And after probably 2 or 3 minutes, you'll see update complete. All right, and now for the explanation of why we just did that. Let's pretend that this is you typing on your Zerowriter Ink keyboard. Look at you go. It sends your bytes of data to the Zerowriter brain. But when we plug in a cable, things get a bit hairy. Suddenly the data lines are a bit congested and clogged, and we get a good old fight over the data. So in other words, your Zerowriter sends your keystrokes as bytes across that keyboard cable using a kind of older technology. So when that Zerowriter keyboard is connected to the Zerowriter brain, it blocks the input coming in from your computer, which normally isn't a big deal. But after doing this, you'll be all set. You'll be able to do SD card updates. You won't have to do the manual update again. And if you do need to get in there, now you know how.